Australia does it again. Yes, my accent is potentially terrible, but nevertheless, so is the attitude of this Australian brand, allegedly. What they have done has infuriated their customers. This Australian brand has also celebrated influencers to the point where now even the influencers seem to be getting in trouble for working with that brand. Why? Because the customers of the brand are not receiving their goods, not receiving refunds, in some cases, not even receiving answers to their requests, such as, where's my stuff that I paid for? Let's get to it. All through the dailymail.com, and everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. Ya guys, Australia has done it again. Not only have we had issues with, shops selling bags and people realizing that they might not be authentic, allegedly, and then wanting their money back. Look, I'm not, I could get shadier and shadier and shadier, but let's try to keep this classy and sassy. Difficult, I know, but let's try. Okay, so here we go. Aussie fashion label sparks outrage for tone-deaf move less than 2 weeks after issuing a groveling apology to customers for overdue orders. You guys, the brand in question is Pepper Mayo or Pepper Mayo, or Mayo, like mayonnaise, I guess. So Pepper Mayo. I'm just going to call him Pepper Mayo because I don't know if it's Pepper Mayo. They sell fashion online and they do worldwide shipping apparently. So people have been ordering their stuff but not receiving the goods. Or they've been ordering their stuff and maybe they want to return it, but then they can't get a return label issued because customer service isn't replying to them. But while all this was happening, and Pepper Mayo was, yes, a Pepper Mayo sounds delish, says A. While all of this was happening, Pepper Mayo was like, you know what? Guys? Let's send some influencers to Coachella. So this happened a couple of weeks ago when the Coachella Festival was going on. Okay, so I think this was the Texas version, but okay, whatever. So this is Sofa Dofa, TikTok Sofa Dofa. You guys, there's a whole situation here. Sofa Dofa, I think, went to Texas, but first what they did was they sent influencers to Coachella. Customers caught wind of that because those influencers were posting on their social media saying, hey, look at us. Thank you, Pepper Mayo, whatever you call Pepper Mayo. Yay. Customers started saying, hold on a minute. You have the money to send these influencers across the world to Coachella, but you don't have the money to organize and send our clothes to us that we paid for? So what are you doing with the money we sent you? With the money we sent you, you're paying these influencers to go to Coachella. So Pepper Mayo apologized. They did an online official apology. And the waters seemed to have gotten a little bit more calm and peaceful until it's the duck face for me. Thank you, Pepper Mayo. So anyway, influencer starter packs is holy grace. Yes, except Pepper Mayo pulled another one on their customers because they were still not apparently shipping a lot of their stuff. But they didn't ship the stuff, but they shipped more influencers, this time to Texas, to some other event. Louis says they sent them ratchet downtown Dallas. Lovely. They sent these chiclets to Texas. Now, hear me out. What they're stating in this article, so one of these elegant and affluent ladies were caught on social media saying, oh my God, I just came back from this trip and like I just found out now that Pepper Mayo is sending me to Texas in just 3 days. How will I ever find the time to get ready? I just found out today. So, 3 days after that, they are first class, shipped over the elegance and the sophistication of this selfie. Now, so she goes, first class. How very elegant. She's shipped off to Texas, and of course now the customers are double angry because they're like, hold on a minute. You couldn't ship our paid clothes to us, but you send people to Coachella. Then you apologized. And now, a couple of weeks later, you're still not shipping our orders that we paid for, but you're shipping these chicks over to Texas in first class? Akari says, peasants. Peasants. Okay. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because Pepper Mayo issued a statement. Now, remember what I told you about one of these influencers saying, oh my God, I just found out today that 3 days from now I'm going to Texas. I got to get ready. Right, right. Well, Pepper Mayo said something in a statement about the fact that they were like, they apologized for all of this, but they said, look, these trips for these influencers were planned out months and months in advance. So it's not like this came out of the blue. Like, we already budgeted for these trips. We already planned these trips out in detail months and months and months ago. And I'm like, how is that possible that you've been planning this out and organizing it months and months and months in advance if these influencers just said on their own social media accounts that they just found out that they're traveling to Texas 3 days before they were put on first class flights to Texas? So who's lying here? Who's lying here? The influencers who just found out 3 days before they flew to Texas that are going to be flown in by you, all expenses paid to Texas? Or were you lying when you said that you organized these flights months and months and months in advance? Huh? Pepper mayo. The pepper ain't pepperin', and the mayonnaise is stale because I smell a rat. Honestly, something is aloof here. So, and also, look, Pepper Mayo founders Georgia Wright and Huai Huang also issued a public apology to their customers in a post shared to Instagram in April. And they said, we understand that seeing our recent Coachella event may have been upsetting during this period. Please know these campaigns were planned months in advance, they said. We want to sincerely apologize for the recent delays experienced by our amazing customers. The Coachella experience, courtesy of Paper Mayo. You know what? I'm just going to let silence speak for itself. We would like to apologize for our lack of transparency during this time. The brand's statement cited unspecified external macroeconomic factors which caused major technological and integration challenges. Girl, Girl, when you start using fancy schmancy words to cover up for your mishaps, please. Like, nobody's buying that crap. Ya done gone did dud us dirty. We paid for the product. We paid for the shipping. It's that simple. And you said you had it in stock, but now you're telling us that macroeconomic factors, okay, which caused major technological and integration challenges. Girl, please. No, I'm sorry. They said the backlog is due to be cleared and the supply chain issues have been stabilized. The statement also acknowledged the lack of customer service staff to address complaints, but said more employees have since been brought on. The founders said, as a small way of making it right, they were making the gesture of offering free express shipping for a month from May 5th to the US, UK, Australia, and Canada. Daily Mail Australia has contacted Pepper Mayo for comment. The Adelaide-born brand describes itself, but no response yet. The brand describes itself on its website as a Sydney-based fashion biz with a diverse, trendy female customer base. They have 1.2 million followers on Instagram, you guys. Louis says, the girl in the back takes me out with her leg out. Oh, that, yes, this is the queen. This is, I love her. She's amazing. Look, she's living her life. She's giving me that moment when you are sleeping in bed and it's kind of chilly, but a little bit too hot. So you just put your leg out from underneath the blanket, but the rest, you're still covered. That's the vibe. She's giving me cozy vibes. Let me just put my leg out so it's a little bit cool, but it's too chilly to take the whole blanket off. But there you go. No, this is just, and what are you doing? You're flying from Australia to Texas to do what? Work as an influencer in Texas, and you only found out 3 days before you left Australia that you're gonna be working in Texas? Border control is gonna have a doozy with these little ladies. I know I would. So anyway, cheerio, old chap. Ta-ta. See you all soon. Subscribe. Let's get to 100K. And until next time. Oh, yes, then there's this photo. One sees this photo and one doth wonder, what were they really doing strutting the streets of Texas? Never give up on love.